Okay, so re-recording this, I had to find a new tier list because the last tier list only covered, like, the super weapons. It didn't include the previous weapons like the Dick and Ball Twin Fire, the Fury Assault Rifle, the Outlaw Shotgun, etc. So I had to find a new tier list that included, like, everything that's actually in the game. I didn't really want the boons or the medallions, but I guess we can go ahead and talk about them anyways. I'll have to look up the boons, because I know, for instance, this is Stormcaller. This is the one that marks people when you shoot them. I think this is the sprint healing one. Oh, and I think this is the one that gives you slap when you, mantle. Okay, so I guess I remember them. But anyways. Peak. Solid. Mid. Asser than ass. We won't really need a neutral tier because I kind of have a feeling about everything. So the base boost, so I'm going to start out here. I'm just going to keep going. I wanted to mainly do the weapons. I guess this thing technically does count as a weapon, though its damage output is purposefully bad, but the base boost is solid. It is some of the best mobility that you're going to get right now. You get 3 charges on it. You can either do a jump with it, or you can do a blast with it. If you do a jump and then you do 2 blasts, you will get more mobility than if you just do 3 jumps. It does 10 damage to players. Let me go ahead and get rid of this thing in the top corner. The dogs are barking. Anyways. So what I was trying to say is that this thing does 10 damage. It is not intended to actually be used as a real weapon. It is mainly used as an option to get people off of you, and it is very good at doing so. Near the end of the game, when the storm is closing in, it is very good for trying to blast people into the storm. However, the only reason it is not in peak is that, unfortunately, once those charges run out, you will have to wait 6 seconds between every charge to come back, meaning an actual good player will be able to chase you down and deep dick you in your ass before all the charges come back properly, and even when the charges do come back properly, they can just charge you all over again because, unfortunately, the charge time in between each base boost charge is not the best. It's kind of depressing. I wish it was better. That's kind of why I wish shockwaves were more available, but shockwaves are rare as fuck. I don't know why they are so rare. It's like trying to find a shiny Pokemon in Fortnite, and it sucks ass. You will almost never have a full stack of them. You will only ever, in my opinion, typically find 2 to 4 per match, and that is terrible. But I hope in future updates they make the shockwaves more available. So this right here, I don't know the exact name of this sprite, but it gives you dashes like with the Cerberus medallion. However, it doesn't protect you from fall damage, I think, like previous dashes did. So, it's kind of mid as a movement option, and these guys are a little hard to find sometimes. So, not only is the dash unreliable, unlike beforehand when the Cerberus dash was in the game where it was actually kind of busted, it's also not the most reliable form of mobility to find. It's not terrible, but it's not great. The Deadeye DMR is probably one of the most mediocre DMRs, if not the most mediocre DMR they've ever dropped. It's slow, it's clunky, and its damage output is varied due to how slow it is. It's not the best, and it's certainly not particularly good. I wouldn't recommend using it at range. Honestly, if you want a range weapon, weirdly enough, I would recommend nearly anything else that has range on it, such as the Fury, the pistols, even the kill switch revolvers, the veiled SMG, even this thing's not even that good, but yeah, you have nearly everything else that is range is a better option. The Fury, I slept on this until yesterday when I was playing with one of my friends. This thing's actually not bad. Right now, we're kind of dealing with a little bit of a crisis when it comes to ranged weapons. There aren't a lot of weapons that you can use at range that deal solid damage, and the Fury is actually not bad, surprisingly. It does a lot of damage, it has a good fire rate, and it's decent at range, unlike some of the other weapons that we have in the game right now, other weapons that we have in the game right now. Especially this thing, it kind of struggles to keep up in general with people. This thing does low damage, pistols are pistols, The kill switch revolvers are actually quite nice, if I'm to be real, but yeah, with this thing being so lacking, it makes the Fury a lot better. So this is the Hyper Switch pistol, which actually is not bad. It has a crazy fucking not fire rate, but like firing style, I would say. Although it does shoot pretty fast. I guess like both the firing style, because it's a little bit like a burst weapon, but if a burst weapon was actually good. And its damage output is fucking crazy. The exotic version of it that you get off of killing the boss spires, especially, is also pretty nutty. Does even more damage, and then it applies shockwaves sometimes when you shoot the bullets out, which is fucking crazy, because it's especially, like, surprisingly decent for countering cars, because when you're applying a shockwave to them, it stops their tires from being able to move properly. Interesting stuff, but we'll get there when we get there. But the normal version of the Hyper Switch pistol, very nice, very solid. These things border on broken. I was trying to, like, not say that for a little bit. They can do, like, 75 a hit. The hang time mechanic is actually not bad, especially if people are trying to hit you with the base boost. You can kill all momentum from that and be able to counter it. The fucking dodge roll that it has, like the shit is Splatoon, is just nice. It has, like, good range on it, surprisingly. There really isn't a terrible downside other than that the roll that it has cannot be used as mobility. Do not attempt it. Use a base boost, or if you can get your hands on them, use shockwaves. That's literally the only downside, is that they are not reliable overall mobility, but literally they are good at doing everything else. This thing fucking sucks dick and balls. Crypto is literally a reskin Junk Rift. You throw it down, it destroys structures around you, it does 100 players. That's it. He's not even his own unique item. He's just a Junk Rift. In most situations, he's not all that good. However, if you're in a building, like say you're in like Lone Wolf Lair, and you throw this down and you know somebody's above you, it's good for catching people like that. Otherwise, don't use it. It's ass. Like if you're trying to use this out in the open, why are you doing that? It's the same thing if you're trying to use a Junk Rift. Literally, I don't know. The birds are kind of mid. They seem good at first because they home in on people and it seems like they do good damage. However, when you're using the birds, people will just dink you upside the head with a shotgun and you will die. So don't do it. If you catch somebody early on in the game and they don't have access to a shotgun, low-key, not the worst thing in the world, but that's about it. Outlaw shotgun is mid. If it had more than 2 shots, it would be better. I don't have anything else to say. Like, it does good damage, but it only has 2 shots in it, so if you try to use it, you're just gonna fucking die. So, unfortunately, because the shotguns right now are so clapped, it kind of genuinely makes the Centennial, unfortunately, solid. This thing is normally anywhere from mid to just ass with an ass, but in this current meta, I hate to say that the Centennial pump shotgun is genuinely probably the better option that you have between, you know, Outlaw shotgun, this thing, and the Twin Fire. So, you know, when your competition is the fucking Twin Fire and the Outlaw, suddenly you don't look as bad in comparison. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just put this thing in here ahead of time. We'll get back to that. I don't know how to feel about this thing, actually. Superman Sprite. It's just a reskin plasma rifle cannon, or plasma laser. You know what it is. They just had it in the game recently. The plasma laser. Not bad. Not bad at all. So there really isn't much to say about it other than it is just a reskin plasma laser. Solid. It's actually pretty good. Surgefire SMG is just okay, but I don't know how to feel about it stacked up versus everything else. It's not ass, you can use it, but I would just say that it's a very mid weapon. Not a lot to say. People used to treat this thing like it was the fucking King Von of SMGs, like when it first dropped. And then I tried it out, and I was like, what the fuck are you, what are you niggas smoking, bro? What's happening? What are we doing here, right? And especially in this current meta, I'm just like, what are we doing here? What's happening? It's not that good. This thing is broken, and it needs to be a mythic. I don't know why it is not. The tracking visor is legitimately a very broken item. I don't know why, at the very least, it doesn't have durability. So to explain it, you get this thing, you get to scan people in a big-ass area like you're an NPC. It has a 25-second cooldown, no durability, and you can just use it whenever. It's not a purple item, it's not a legendary item, it's not an exotic or a mythic, it's a fucking common blue item. Or uncommon, I guess is the rarity, if we're going by rarity, but you can find this thing so often it might as well just be a green item. I don't know what they were thinking dropping this thing. It's broken. It is legit just like a better recon scanner. And the recon scanners are already a good item. So, a better recon scanner is insane. I don't... What are we doing here? Why does it not have mobility? Or not mobility, durability. Why does it have no durability? I feel like with everything else either requiring bullets that limit it, or having durability to limit those items, even the fucking Superman spray has durability on it. You only get 75 uses out of it, which is, like... Or, it starts out with 75 durability, it doesn't mean exactly 75 uses, but it has 75 durability. So, like, even this has durability. Even this technically runs on durability. You only get 3 uses out of these little dash fuckers. So what are we doing here? Why is this thing so good? Why does this thing get to just exist in the way that it is? Also, I'm just gonna go ahead and get this out of the way. All the boons are, like, pretty solid. I have no higher opinions on them. I'm just gonna throw all those in there and just move on. This is the Frost Shotgun. So when you shoot people with this, it is an upgraded version of the Sentinel, or Sentinel, and, it freezes people in place. So, you just get a Sentinel, but with the added bonus of being able to trap people in place. It's a good weapon. Solid. So I was talking about this thing earlier. This thing's also solid. It's just an upgrade of the Hyper Switch pistol. It does more damage. Fucking like 60 a bullet, which is crazy. I'm pretty sure it does, anyways, if I remember correctly. And then it applies a shockwave sometimes when the bullets shoot out, so it's good for disrupting cars, it's good for displacing players. I was actually doing that yesterday when I was playing with one of my friends, Mr. William. I bring him up quite a lot on this channel, I feel like, but it was, I think, of the last match of Fortnite that we were playing that day, and we actually won the match, and I used this thing on a pair of players that were just kind of sitting in a corner, and this thing was able to displace them, broke them up. So what happened is it blasted the other dude away, and then it blasted the guy's teammate closer to us, and then we just beamed the fuck out of him. So, very good for displacing people. And it is really good damage. So, all around, just a solid weapon. The Unstable Yoink Shotgun is an upgrade of the Outlaw, and it pulls people to you. Now, the only thing that's bad about this is it's still an Outlaw, so you only get 2 shots. But the fact that you get to fucking pull people like it's a bootleg version of the Chains of Hades is kind of nutty. But it's better than the regular Outlaw because of its mechanics, so it's a solid weapon. We'll get back to you. I still don't know how to feel about you. Veiled Precision SMG, like, when it first dropped, it was genuinely not bad. But I would say in comparison to all the weapons we have in the game right now, it's tough. Which is funny, because Yeah, we have all these, like, mediocre weapons. Do I want to say that it's solid? I don't know, its low DPS is very meddling. Because it's not a bad weapon, but in comparison to some of the more heavy hitters this season, like the exotic hyper switch, especially the kill switch revolvers, the Fury, right? Like, I want to say it's mid this season. I want to genuinely say it's mid this season. Very mid. They buffed its damage output, maybe. This thing is broken. It is literally... There is another grapple that's in the game. It's in Reload. I don't know if it's Sky's Mythic Grappler or something. I know it's... Or Jules. I think it's Jules. Where it grapples on the shit and then you can glide around. This is just that, but you can get it off of Robin. So if you run into a sweat that has one of these, you can't get away. It's the best mobility item in the game right now. It's so broken. This thing is so broken, genuinely. Because in a season where we are struggling, in my opinion, with mobility, the base boost isn't the best, shockwaves are fucking, like, non-existent, and cars can get blown up left and right, this thing just gets to be a thing. It's like the tracking visor. It's insane that this is a thing in this current season, because whoever gets their hands on this, you just get unrequited, infinite mobility that is genuinely unmatched right now. If you find somebody that has this on them, you will find it very hard to get away from them in general. It sucks. It sucks. It sweats. It sweats. It sweats that get their hands on this. So more often than not, when you find somebody that has the Robin grapple, it's a fucking hyper sweat that has like 50 elims, right? Half the lobby's already been wiped out by this nigga. They're coming for your booty cheeks. They're gonna start digging in you, and there's literally nothing you can do about it because the rest of the mobility is so ass right now that nothing can compare to this. This item is so unbelievably broken that I would argue it's the best one in the game right now. I'm honestly just gonna make a tier for itself. Like, genuinely. Yeah. That's like the best item in the game, like, uncontested. I want to get back to you. This thing's just mid. It's not the worst thing on the planet, but when you're trying to compare it to other weapons like the kill switch revolver, the Fury, even the pistols, just like, you kind of just fumble. Fumble a lot. The good thing about this thing, though, is it has a very large magazine size. You get 50 bullets in this thing. Nutty. And then if you get the mythic version, it gets 55 bullets in it. You would think, okay, something that gets 55 bullets would be crazy. No, its firing style is honestly kind of slow, and it only does like 30 per shot. And in comparison to something like the Fury, which you can absolutely beam people with, even the DMR I feel like is better, but they're like not far off from each other. It's just very hard, in my opinion, for this thing to be able to keep up with the other weapons that are in this current meta. And then we have the medallions. They're both good. This increases your reload speed and also provides shielding. Solid. This thing is honestly kind of broken. It increases your movement speed in general. So you just run faster, you get to jump higher, stuff like that. You also turn invisible when you sprint jump. And then it also provides shielding like this medallion. So where this medallion is just like, oh, it increases your reload speed and you get just some extra shielding. This is just, you move faster in general, you get to turn invisible, and then you also get the bonus of extra shielding. So, and the shielding also regenerates damn fast when you have both of these. And I think when you combine both of these together, it pushes it to where you can get 100 shielding off of them. However, that is very hard to do. People are very sweaty right now. And it is very hard to get your hands on both medallions. But I think if you get your hands on both of these, because I had both of these in one match, they can regen you up to 100 shielding, which is insane. But you have to combine both of them, which is not an easy thing to do. See, the problem with this thing is you have to compare it to the Outlaw and the Sentinel. Neither of them are good. The only reason this thing is even solid right now is because it's in this meta, compared with all these other weapons. You only get 3 options for a shotgun right now, and 2 of them are not that good. So then you have this. There have been situations where I've been able to make the twin fire work in situations where I wish I could just switch it for a Sentinel or an Outlaw. Which is funny to say, because I feel like I've been in situations where I've had an Outlaw where I needed one of the either or, and then same thing with the Sentinel where I feel like I needed either or. It really is just like a constant dog race between these 3. It is just an ass off, and unfortunately, when, you know, you're having an ass off, this thing being on top is very concerning. I feel mid is the perfect place to put it. Well, we'll just stick it there. But yeah, I think that is my current, because this is based off of the launch. They will obviously add more stuff and change stuff around, but I feel like this is just how I feel based off of the current Fortnite Super launch weapons. And miscellaneous, because, you know, these aren't weapons, but it's whatever, right? But yeah. I don't really have a higher opinion about the boons, that's why I kind of threw them in here. They're literally just a free bonus. Like, ooh, you get to regenerate shields while you're in the storm. Ooh, you get to mark people when you shoot them. Ooh, you get slapped when you... Actually, what the fucking... I know one of them is a sprint. I think this is the sprint thing. You get to sprint while you're healing. I thought this is slap when you're mantling. Let's look into it, though. Fortnite Super Boons. Because why is it a bullet spinning around them? I want to make sure that that's the thing that I'm talking about. Parkour... Oh. Is there not one that... Yeah, see, that's the sprint one. That's Stormcaller. I got that right. Marks people... Parkour partially reloads your equipped weapon. Rank... What? Rank S gives Storm Forecast. Gain slap immediately while using a healed item. Rank S reload. What? These get upgraded when you get rank S? It's cool to... What? Okay, that's new information to me. I didn't know these got upgraded if you get to rank S. Oh, shit. What? What the fuck? Okay. Sure. Alright, well, there you go. So yeah, this reloads your weapons, apparently, when you parkour a little bit. Starts out with one weapon, and then when you get to rank S, apparently it does all your weapons. Fucking hell, but... I didn't know that. See, I'm still figuring new shit out about Super. But I knew off rip that they were all, like, useful in their own way. So, it's never bad to, you know, have them. You get them for free. They don't take up any inventory space. They have their own little thing in your, inventory. So it's just like, you just have it, right? It's solid, because it's just a free upgrade that there's no detriment to you whatsoever, so. But yeah, I didn't know that getting the, S hero rank upgraded them. That's fucking crazy. I can just do a quick explanation of that. Whenever you survive storm circles or you kill people, they have a hero rank, and it goes all the way up to S+. I don't know what the purpose of S+ is, but apparently these things get upgraded at rank S. They can start to C, B, A, S, S+. So, yeah, okay, cool. I didn't know about all that. Alright, that should be the end of the Fortnite Super Tier List. I might make another one if they change stuff up in a significant enough way for me to talk about it. But it's just kind of how I feel about everything that's in the game currently. It feels nice being able to actually talk about Fortnite and not wanting to blow my brains out, because when that Star Wars shit was in the game, I genuinely just kind of wanted to rip my own ballsack off violently, so I'm kind of pleased that I'm actually at a place where I can talk about this game and not want to kill myself vehemently. So yeah.